Do it now.
Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's going on, guys? Welcome to hashtag TNT JoeFi Tech News that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. This is a little different. Good afternoon. I am your host, Jerome Ortega. This is episode something because I lost count. This is also day something in quarantine because I equally lost count and I honestly do not care. This show today is coming at you pre-recorded. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I am not able to make it live. By the time you watch this episode, I am either 1, packing and getting ready for my move, 2, picking up the keys at my new apartment, or 3, I don't know, a combination of the two. Anyway, I wanted to at least record something for you guys so that it still seems like, you know, I'm live streaming, so that there's still some kind of connection there at a 2 p.m. Central time frame, so that you guys have something to watch and it kind of like keeps normalcy. If you can see, this setup is still the same setup, but this won't be here for much longer since I'm going to be moving. Also, if you haven't noticed, the image quality looks a little different. Your boy got an upgrade that I was going to surprise you all on Monday with, but I figured I might as well start using it for these pre-recorded streams. So enjoy. You have been upgraded for future live streams. But let's go ahead. Let's get started. I have a couple stories. I don't know if this is going to be a whole hour, but I'll give you my thoughts. We'll talk about things and we'll go from there. Actually, I might move this to the center here. Because now that my webcam is positioned differently, at least for the time being, I don't know how it's going to be after I move. I might swap things out here. So the first story I have here, we're going to talk about best Android phones under $400. This is weird having it flip-flopped in 2020. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I like it the other way just because I'm used to it. So we'll just see how this goes for today. Man, this is weird. Okay. Best Android phones under $400 in 2020. This article from Android Central was written yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So when I think of best Android phones currently under $400 in 2020, the only phone I can think of that is even a contender under $400 is the Pixel 3a. Where is the 4a? God damn it, Google. Where is the 4a? There are other phones as well. I mean, I was able to buy the Samsung Galaxy A71 with the Snapdragon 730G chipset, but that was the international version. So that's kind of like, skirting around trying to find a phone under $400 new. I mean, there is the TCL 10 Pro, but the camera's not the best. Under $400, huh? And it's an Android phone. So the iPhone SE does not make the list here. But let's go ahead and read and see what Android Central says. When your budget maxes out at $400, the Google Pixel 3a is the best phone you can get. Well, there you go. That's because it offers the same core experience as the higher-end Pixel 3 that preceded it. You get the same software and features and the exact same camera experience. The only shortcomings come in the hardware and a couple of the specs. A fine trade-off to save hundreds of dollars. The only phone that I can think of right now that comes to the top of my head is the Pixel 3a, because the Pixel 4a is not a thing yet. Maybe August 3rd, right? The Pixel 4a will be the phone to get under $400, hopefully under $400. Again, my guess is we'll see a $350 Google Pixel 4a. My hope is it's going to be 128 gigs of internal storage, but my guess it's probably going to be 64 gigs. But, I think it'll still be fair at that price, maybe. So let's see what they have to say about the Google Pixel 3a. I think we all know about this phone, but I've never owned one. I've heard good things. We just need the 4a. The Pixel 3a strikes a good balance between hardware, specs, and experience. Yes, it's made out of plastic, but it's really well executed. Yes, it has cut specs compared to the Pixel 3, but it fits right in with the phones at this price. Its features, too, match the competition, but unlike the other phones, the Pixel 3a has great Google software that's filled with nice little features and guaranteed to get updates for years. However, what sets the Pixel 3a apart from the competition at this price is its camera, where it's completely acceptable for a sub $400 phone to have an quote okay or quote capable camera. The Pixel 3a has an outstanding camera because it's the exact same as the high-end Pixel 3. That means you're not only getting far and away the best camera at $400, but you're also getting one of the best cameras, period. Even the selfie camera is directly comparable to the Pixel 3's, which is one area where mid-range phones typically cut costs. So because I can't, it's weird doing this opposite way. What I'm trying to say is the Pixel 3a has been, I think, it set the precedent for the $400 price point for phones. Not that there hasn't been other phones at $200, $300, $400, $500, but the Pixel 3a did something different by offering a phone with an exceptional camera. And usually that is the downfall for buying a phone at that price point. The camera isn't the greatest. And Google bucked the trend and said, no, let's give them a good camera. Let's also give them stock Android. Let's give them a very clean experience. And let's also offer software updates for the next 3 years. Those are huge things. Those are big priorities for me when it comes to phones. And then at a lower price point, it pretty much checks a lot of boxes off for what I'm looking for. Can I recommend a Pixel 3a today? No, actually, no, not right now. Especially knowing that the Pixel 4a might just be right around the corner on August 3rd. If it doesn't come out on August 3rd, or if it doesn't get announced on August 3rd, then maybe I'll recommend the Pixel 3a. But right now, I would hold off, save your pennies, and wait for the 4a. Wait to see what they come out with. If it comes out, and if it doesn't, then we can rehash this and talk about what you can buy for $400 at this point. So the best value is the TCL 10L. I have a TCL 10 Pro that TCL gave me. I don't know much about this TCL 10L, but we'll talk about it right now. For any of you that own one, please feel free to chime in. I will probably go through this chat replay, maybe. Just depends on how busy I am as I'm moving, but feel free to chime in, and if I see that comment, I'll try to bring it up on Friday or Monday. There's no denying just how good of a phone the Pixel 3a is, but we also understand if it's a bit more money than you were hoping to spend. 6.53-inch LCD panel, 64 gigs of expandable storage, and a large 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It includes an NFC chip, which allows for contactless Google Pay payments and is something you won't find in our next pick. It also comes with a quote smart key, which is an extra physical button that you can customize to do whatever you want. Actually, that's one of the things that I love about the TCL 10 Pro is that extra physical button that you can customize, and you can have it do a multitude of things, not just you can use it for more than just one thing. If you double press on it, it'll do one thing. If you hold it down, I believe if you hold it down, it does something else. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used it. Anyway, so pros, Crips. It has a crisp and vibrant display. It has an NFC chip, a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and a customizable smart key. Cons, mediocre cameras. And God, I never did that camera comparison, but I did do a little testing on my own, and the camera wasn't the best. It's still something that is on my list. Anyway, best software, Nokia 7.2. Really? That's the best software? It has better software than stock Android? I'm actually curious how this works. So let me see if I can just get back into it. Going back to the Android One software mentioned above, this is where the Nokia 7.2 really shines. The phone shipped with Android 9 Pie has since been updated to Android 10 and should get an update to Android 11 in the future. Nokia promises 2 years of major OS updates and 3 years of monthly security patches for its phones, making them some of the best supported you can find. Okay, so why is this the best software? Is this not just the same software as the Pixel 3a? Am I missing something here? Android One software is clean and simple, guaranteed software update future. Okay, the same as the 3a. What? Okay, did they just want to add another phone in here? Because if the Nokia 7.2 is a great phone, that's one thing, but don't say it's the best software if it's obviously the same exact software as the Pixel 3a, or if anything, the Pixel 3a is still the better pick for software because it's straight from Google that's going to get 3 years of software updates. So unless there's something different about the software on the 7.2, I don't know. Please, audience, when you see this, please let me know. Best battery, Moto G Power. I'm assuming because it has a gigantic battery in it, it does. Right out of the gate, the G Power impresses with its long battery life thanks to a massive 5,000 milliamp hour battery. The Moto G Power gets up to 3 days of use on a single charge. Doesn't surprise me. Pros, 3-day battery life, reliable performance, triple cameras are good. The thing about Motos, it seems like their cameras are decent. I don't know about all of them, but it always seems like their cameras aren't awful, and they're not the best, but they're above average, which is nice to see. Clean software with great features, has a headphone jack, no NFC for Google Pay, and then only promised one software update. That's not promising either. So please keep that in mind if you're thinking about getting a Moto G or any kind of Moto G. Please take a look and see how the software experience is. Not the software experience, but updates when it comes to it. And then the best display, the Samsung Galaxy A71. So the A71 has just about everything you could ask for. starting with the design and display. While it is made out of plastic, the sturdy build quality and gorgeous pattern on the back make the A71 look and feel like a much more expensive phone. And I can actually agree with the sentiment because I had an A71 and I thought the build quality was really good for a plastic phone. I did like the pattern on it. Um it kind of it made it seem like it was a little more expensive than the $365 I bought it for. It wasn't bad at all. I didn't have enough time with it, but I thought it was pretty good. So it says here there is they are talking about the international one. That's pretty cool. That's great. Yeah, this was one of my picks. I would have suggested or recommended this one as well. There's a small catch with the A71, and it's that this is the international version of it. The A71 is sold officially in the US, but it costs well over our budget for this article, which is true. This A71 is the A71 that has the Snapdragon 730G chipset or 730 chipset, the same one that you're going to be finding in the Pixel 4a. You don't get a warranty with this international model, but the phone should work perfectly fine on T-Mobile and AT&T in the country. And I can what is it, attest to that. I use T-Mobile and it worked perfectly on T-Mobile for me. So the pros: the AMOLED display is stunning, a sleek modern design, a huge battery, an extremely capable camera system. The cons: it's made from plastic, and then the in-screen fingerprint sensor. Yeah, I don't think the fingerprint sensor was anything great, but it wasn't it wasn't awful either. I don't know, the cons being an international model. I don't, maybe because of no support or no warranty, but otherwise, who cares if it's an international model? That should be a bigger plus because it's kind of like a world phone, which is weird that the next one here is the best international, which is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro. I don't know much about this phone, so we'll see the specs here. A Qualcomm Snap 720, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, and a 5,020 milliamp hour battery, even bigger than the one found on the Moto G Power. So then why is that one the better? Why? Sorry, my phone is going off. So if this has a bigger battery, then why is this one not the best battery? And why is the Moto G? They're just trying to put all the different phones in here. I still wish they would have done that a little differently. Anyway, a large 6.67-inch LCD display. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Moto G Power still has a better battery life than this Xiaomi Note 9 Pro or whatever. Maybe because of the display has a lesser display or something like that. Similar to the Galaxy A71. Well, yeah, also probably a more efficient chipset or a lesser chipset. So yeah, okay, I take it back, whatever. Not only does it lack a US warranty, but Xiaomi's custom Android interface also takes some getting used to. Assuming you're fine with those two things, this is one heck of a deal. LCD display looks very good. The 5,000 milliamp hour battery is ginormous, fast and reliable performance, tons of RAM and storage. And I think that's it. The cons of it is quirks of owning an international phone. Why is that a quirk? It works the same way, unless you're talking about the software experience, but that has nothing to do with an international. I don't know. I feel weird because I feel like I'm talking to myself and I don't have you guys in the comments talking to me. It makes me sad. It makes me sad. If you guys have not had a chance, please hit that like button. Hitting that like button helps me algorithmically, aka I think it helps people find my stream. Maybe, possibly, probably. I don't know. Either way, it's a way to support. So I appreciate it if you can. If you have not, or you're new and you're watching this right now and you're like, what is going on? Please know that I do stream weekdays at 2 p.m. Central, except for today and tomorrow, because I am moving into a new apartment and I am like in the process of doing that, which is why you're seeing this right now. But if you do get a chance, hit that subscribe button. Please consider being a subscriber. You can hit that bell notification if you want to as well, to let you know when I am streaming. So yeah, that's it. Oh, actually, if people are commenting and you're noticing people in the comments and they have green in their name or they have a red Chicago star next to their name, that's because they are part of the Phone Jerome fam. You can be part of the Phone Jerome fam. Oh, what a show. For as little as 99 cents a month, all you got to do is click that join button. what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, you'll get the red Chicago star next to your name. You'll get to use this custom emoji, and you'll get your name in every single one of my live streams, the intros and outros of every single one of my live streams. If you can't find this blue join button, you can go to youtube.com/phone/Jerome/join. I know times are tough. I get that. I understand that. So if you're not able to support that way, liking, subscribing, sharing, joining in the chat, I feel like that's great support as it is. So if you do that, I appreciate that as well. So thank you guys. Thank you. Qualcomm hints that the 5G iPhone might not arrive in September. A delay of a global 5G flagship phone launch is imminent. Typically, Apple releases its new iPhone in September, usually the second week of September. And it's one of the few upcoming devices that would sell in large enough numbers that Qualcomm might need to disclose the material impact on an earnings call. There are already rumors circulating of delays for Apple's 5G lineup due to production slowdowns caused by the pandemic. So if the phone was slated for September, it might only be delayed into the following month. So yeah, for the iPhone 12, whatever, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, whatever else they want to call these other phones. Usually they do come out the second week of September, so maybe it'll come out in October, and it will probably rain on the Pixel 5's release. I wonder if they would release both of the phones around the same time, or what Apple is planning to do. Let's move on. I don't know how much time I'm going to spend with this. This is something I could talk about for days, because I do not care about big tech companies monopolizing on everything in this world, but that's exactly what this is about. And I could probably spend a whole hour talking about this, but maybe I'm just going to go through a couple points here and probably just bitch and moan about things I don't like. You guys know how I do. I'm usually it's disgusting how these big companies just pretty much like are predatory to small businesses, and they don't want them to compete, so they will shut them down just like other big companies do. So it says here, for 6 hours on Wednesday, the Western world's most powerful tech CEOs, whose businesses have become household names, were grilled by US lawmakers regarding their market dominance. Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google. Their extraordinary power over everything from online ads, e-commerce, to news, to smartphones and smart homes, and everything in between. What actually happened of note, because of the structure of the hearing where members got 5 minutes to ask questions and CEOs were on video in their offices, the most important parts of the hearing came in the same format. A member quoted either a business person talking about their experience with these big companies that highlighted clear abuse of market power and asked a precise question. The CEO responded with a vague non-answer, because of course they would. The member interrupted with a follow-up question that built on the first and asked a second precise question. The CEO tried to evade giving an answer, claiming not to remember, or said they did not agree with what was said, or promised to get back, or claim there was a larger context. The member reflected back the lack of answer and highlighted what that lack of answer meant before moving on to the next question. I'm gonna take a second here, and I mean, what are the CEOs gonna do? Are they gonna fess up and admit that they're doing what they can to make the most profit, and if it means closing in on a small business and buying them out, or threatening small businesses to buy them out, they're not going to admit to that, even though it's like plain as day that it's happening. They're not going to admit to it, because why would they? Why would they sacrifice? I mean, like, in a way, I get it. I understand why they're not going to like fess up to it, but at the same time, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. So let's get back into the story here. I don't know. It doesn't make me happy talking about these things, because I don't care much. It's like, well, I'm glad they're bringing it to the table. I'm glad they're talking about it, and hopefully something good comes out of it, but I don't really know if it will. Bezos. In this way, Amazon's claim to be a benevolent dictator was repeatedly exposed. Most notable was when Bezos accepted that while he called third parties on his platform, quote, partners and customers in public, in private and inside Amazon, they are known as, quote, internal competitors. The most effective line of questioning came with precise examples: a business that sold diapers that was targeted and ruined by Amazon, another that sold textbooks that was booted out of the Amazon online market and never given a reason why. Bezos's most shaky moment came when he was forced to admit that Amazon staff get access to all the internals, how do I pronounce that? Souks data behind the scenes and can use that to decide which new products to sell, something that competitors have long claimed is a clear abuse of Amazon's position as owner of the platform. I'm assuming all of these are going to be the same. It's all kind of predatory, like monopolizing and making sure that these big companies retain their power and have the leverage and will not give another company that kind of competition. I don't really want to take the time to go over this. If you guys want to know what these companies have done, I can link you that article. This is from the register.com. I don't know. Again, maybe I'll take some time to like go over this and bring up the big points, but I just don't. I'm just going to sit here and like whine about it, and I don't want to do that. These are big companies with like billionaires that will do what they can to keep doing what they're doing. Like I hate that Google's in here because Google used to not be this way, but Google obviously, for them it's about profit at this point. How much money they can make, and maybe they're not worse than some of these other big companies, but who knows? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I just don't want to take the time to really go into that right now. So let's continue on. Let's talk about Google. Google One app now offers free phone backup and storage manager features. Both features will begin rolling out to Android users today. When was this? Today? This is today, earlier today. So Google today announced that it's making its automatic phone backup feature free for all users in countries where Google One is available. A new storage manager tool has been announced as well to help users manage their files and free up storage space. Now, however, you can back up all your important files in the Google One app, even if you don't have a Google One membership. The updated iOS app will let users store their photos, contacts, videos, and calendar events with Google. The new storage manager in the Google One app and on the web lets you manage all your files across Drive, Gmail, and Photos. It can also help make room for more files by getting rid of ones that you no longer need, similar to the Files by Google app. If you need more than the 15 gigs of free storage that comes with your Google account, you should consider upgrading to a Google One membership plan. And, I have this plan. I pay, what is it? I pay the $20 a year for 100 gigs of cloud storage, and I've run out of space. I'm continuously running out of space and continuously deleting stuff, and I keep thinking, should I upgrade to the higher tier where it's 200 gigs? And then I was also thinking of just upgrading to a completely different platform, using OneDrive or using Dropbox, because now that I've been using my Huawei P40 Pro Plus, I don't have Google Photos on there, and I don't know. I wanted to just try something different anyway, but I really like Google Photos because it works really well. The search feature on it is amazing. And I don't think there's anything better than Google Photos right now. If you guys know if there's something better than Google Photos, can you please share with me? Because I'm kind of curious what else is out there that would be beneficial, that has something as good as the search feature on Google Photos. And I just thought I'd share that because maybe somebody, is wondering how Google One works, or Google One, or backing everything up. And, it's nice to see that that's there now. So let me move on We're 35 minutes into it. It just feels a little different today. I'm weirded out about how this stream is gonna show up tomorrow, but hopefully it'll still be entertaining. Hopefully you guys are still able to talk and have a conversation. That's also why I changed the camera, because I'm like, let me give a little something different, and hopefully the quality. I feel like the quality looks good. I'm like looking at it right now, and it looks clear, and I have such um, I'm like staring at myself. I don't know, it just looks so much better. It's like the FPS is better. Like this looks a lot clearer. I'm going like this to like show the frame rate, because on the frame rate on my other camera it looked awful. And it was like much closer in, and I tried not to move too much because I just didn't want to like make. I wonder actually too, like how good the camera is when I put. Oh, that's pretty good. You can see the webcam there too. You really can't read stuff that well though. So I'm using just an FYI, I'm using a Logitech C922, which is one of their newer ones. The Logitech C922 was a $100 webcam. And for people who don't know, these webcams are sold out everywhere. I had to buy mine privately at an upmarked price because people are just hoarding these webcams because they know everyone's been buying them because people need them to do work and like do whatever. And but I'm pretty pleased with the quality, at least so far. And I haven't even messed with the settings. Like this is completely stock. I actually wonder how good autofocus is. You see the color temperature. Look at that. Look, I feel like we're doing a live kind of. You see how the color temperature goes a little blue there, and then it comes back to a more warmer tone. We've completely switched topics here. I'm talking about the webcam. Anyway, the webcam is really nice. I like it. I should have had my other one on as well, so we could have seen. Actually, maybe I'll do it for tomorrow so you guys can see the difference between the two. So anyway, just okay, let's move on, guys. Nubia Red Magic 5S gaming phone promises to be better at keeping cool. So the big gaming phones we know right now is the ROG Phone 3, the Legion from Lenovo, the Legion Gaming Pro, or the Legion Pro Gaming Pro. Legion, whatever. The Legion something. And then the Nubia Red Magic. I also think this phone looks awesome. I think both of them look really cool. Just when you thought gaming smartphones have gone silent this year, along comes not one, not even two, but three new ones. Then again, ZTE's sub-brand Nubia has never been silent in this niche market, pushing out model after model and variant after variant of its Red Magic gaming smartphones. The latest to join its band is the Red Magic 5S, which, if its name wasn't a dead giveaway already, builds upon Man, okay. Red Magic 5G, this time with more cooling options both inside and out. So okay, 16 gigs of RAM, which is I think what the ROG phone has. I believe the Legion would probably be similar. The second is an upgraded cooling system that utilizes copper foil and silver on the back cover, and an air duct that's said to be 56% larger than the Red Magic 5Gs. Other than those, you're getting the same features as the early 2020 Nubia gaming phone, including that rather crazy fan inside. You also get the same three cameras, including the 64 megapixel Sony IMX686 sensor. Sadly, that also means it still has the same Snap 865, no plus variant for it. So you're not going to get the 865 plus. Is this the fan? That's ridiculous. That looks awesome though. It's just because I build my own PCs, like I think that's such a cool thing that they're able to do. If the built-in cooling system isn't enough for you, you can also pick from one of two accessories for the Red Magic 5S to help keep things from getting too hot. There's a Solo Ice Wind Radiator Box Pro that clamps a large fan on the back that needs to be powered via a separate USB-C cable. There's also a set that comes not just with an external fan, but also attachable side controllers, a back case, and a screen protector. I just think it's cool that they're opening this market and they're really trying hard to make a gaming phone. It's only a matter of time before I can game on my phone and play Rocket League. I'm telling you, that's my dream right there, is to play Rocket League with proper FPS with my wireless Xbox controller, play it online, and carry it with me. then I know we've made it to gaming phones. The Nubia Red Magic 5S starts at 3,800 RMB, roughly $550 for 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. But the top 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gig configuration, sells for 5,000 RMB, around $720. If you really think about it, that's not bad. That actually makes it cheaper than the equivalent Asus ROG Phone 3, enough to let you save up for those accessories. I mean, if you're even looking at the $720 price point, think about that for a second. $720, 16 gigs of RAM, a Snapdragon 865 chipset, 256 gigs of internal storage, $720. Another phone that prices at $700 is the LG Velvet with a Snapdragon 765 chipset. And I don't even know how much internal storage, 128 gigs, 6 gigs of RAM. I mean, this just outperforms it in the spec on paper, on the spec comparison. And yes, specs aren't everything, but those are specs that you can't ignore. Just food for thought. The Moto G9 Plus may offer a much larger battery, faster charging than the Moto G8 Plus. There are so many Moto phones, so many Gs, so many letters and numbers. And what was the latest Moto G? The Moto G5G? Moto, I don't know. We were just talking about the Moto G8 Power, the Moto. So this Moto G9 Plus will feature a 4,700 milliamp hour battery, support for 30-watt fast charging. By contrast, the Moto G8 Plus features a 4,000 milliamp hour battery and comes with a 15-watt power adapter. So looks like a good upgrade in terms of battery and charging. So the Moto G family has been all about offering budget-friendly devices with features like all-day battery life. A leak spotted by My Smart Price suggests the upcoming Moto G9 Plus won't change that formula. The one thing I always complain about, though, is the fact that why does Moto have to have 4 variants of the Moto G, or 3 variants, or 25 variants? Why can't they just have one good Moto G? Why can't we do this again? Why do we have to have 17 variants of one brand of a phone? Because I just remember when it used to be the Moto X, and then the Moto G came, then the Moto E came, and then the Moto FGQH9463. Why can't we just have one Moto G9? If you want to go ahead and make a Plus, go ahead and make a Plus. Then you have 2 variants. Why do we have to? I hate complaining to myself. I miss my audience. I miss having a community talk to me. I don't have that here. Okay, let's continue on. So 4,700 milliamp hour battery, 30-watt charger, or 30-watt charging. It says we don't really know what else. They're assuming 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, and then they're thinking it's going to cost around $325 US, which is pretty cheap. That said, we'll likely learn more about the Moto G9 Plus, including whether we can expect Motorola to bring back the phone's unique action camera in the coming days and weeks. So that's about it. I'm sure it's going to be. I think Motorola actually has a formula in the works. I think they might actually have a phone that's going to be decent. The Moto Edge is here, the Moto Edge Plus. Was that right? Is that what it's called? And then that Moto G5. I mean, they have a lot of variants, but maybe they just will find one formula to have a good all-around phone, and then that be its premier phone. Maybe they'll call it the Moto X and resurrect the Moto X and kind of just be back in the game. But I don't know. Maybe, right? It's Lenovo, right? Lenovo bought them out. And ever since then, I just don't think their phones have been the same. And I don't know if they're ever going to have that mojo come back. Maybe. Anyway, with that being said, I think that's it for today, guys. Hopefully, I know it's not the full hour. It's just, I don't know. It's weird doing the stream without having like the rest of the crew in here, but I do want to thank everybody who actually stopped by and who watched it. I will try to check out the chat just so I can like see what's going on and see how you guys are doing. I will have another like pre-recorded stream for Friday, so stay tuned for that. That will also be coming at 2 p.m. Maybe it'll be better than this one. I feel like this one was kind of like half-assed, and I'm really sorry. That's not really what I was trying to do, but it's just I have so many things going on, and I have so much work that I'm just okay. Anyway, I'm done complaining. You guys are probably sick and tired of me. So, with that being said, I do want to thank everybody. If anybody did end up sending a super chat, I am thanking you in advance, but I will also thank you the next day for that. Thank you for liking, subscribing, all my patrons, all my YouTube members. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the support. You guys help me do what I do. You guys help me do this every day. You guys give me that inspiration and encouragement to do that. So I do appreciate it. And you guys also help offset costs by being members and by sending super chats. And you guys help me now move to where I'm moving to. I mean, without your guys' help, I'm not able to like move on and keep pushing forward and doing these things. So guys, thank you again so much. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. So wait for that premiere to come out. Again, I know this probably wasn't the best, but hopefully it was somewhat entertaining, and we'll do it again. And it's just different not having my audience here. But with that being said, here comes the outro that I will somehow fit in here. Here's me waving goodbye. I will see you guys tomorrow. I think that's it. All right. I'm waving again. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a good one.
I like that. 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 I like that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Bill Jones Music.
Good morning, dickhead.
Morning. How can we help?
Hi, how are you?
Are you there, sir?
Yes! What do we gotta do?
Well, who's got to do? What are you talking about?
You.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
You.
Dickhead.
What?
You hear me, right?
Dickhead. What do we gotta do?
Tell me
Who's
what?
got to do? What are you talking about?
Tell me what?
Tell you what? What? I'm a piano store. I sell pianos. Were you looking for a piano store?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Then I hear the call being monitored somehow in the back. What's
Yeah,
going on?
I'm a police
Is this a
officer.
call you want to tell me something, or you want to get information?
Put a sock
from me?
in
What's
it.
the purpose of this call?
How much is that?
How much is what?
That.
Okay, I'm going to hang up on you, and I appreciate if you stop calling
Don't
back
do
because
that.
Hey,
English
I'm a
is
police
obviously not your
officer.
first language.
Just do what I tell
So
you.
you're not
I'm a
communicating.
cop, you
clearly.
idiot! So shut up!
Oh, hey, there goes your supervisor
I'm a
in
cop,
the
you
back.
idiot!
Okay, you have a good
Just
day,
do what
but
I
don't
tell
call
you.
back.
Just do what I tell you.